For over a century, one substance has dictated the rhythm of human progress, a thick, dark liquid drawn from the deep recesses of the earth. This is the story of oil. It has built empires on the promise of endless energy, fueled the engines of industry and innovation, and powered the machines of war. From the dawn of the automotive age to the complex global supply chains of today, oil has been the undisputed lifeblood of civilization. It has decided the fate of nations, drawn and redrawn borders, and created staggering wealth. But this resource is not distributed equally. The geological lottery of our planet has created a stark divide. Some countries barely have enough to survive, their economies held hostage by volatile global markets. While others sit atop underground oceans of power, vast reserves that grant them immense influence on the world stage. This is a map of geopolitical destiny, where a single commodity can elevate a nation to global dominance or condemn it to perpetual dependency. Today, we embark on a journey across this divided world. We will reveal the definitive ranking of over 50 countries, from the poorest in proven oil reserves, to the elite few that control the lifeblood of the modern world. This ranking is based on proven reserves, the amount of oil that can be recovered with reasonable certainty under existing economic and political conditions. It's a crucial distinction from production, which measures how much is being extracted daily. Reserves are the ultimate measure of a nation's long-term energy wealth. This is not just energy, this is power. Let the descent begin. We start at the bottom, with the nations most vulnerable to the whims of the global energy market. Countries like Japan, South Korea, Germany, and France possess industrial might but negligible domestic oil. These nations depend on imports for nearly 100% of their needs. When oil prices rise, driven by conflict or production cuts thousands of miles away, their economies feel the pain first. Every fluctuation is a potential crisis, a constant reminder of their strategic vulnerability. Moving up the ladder, we find countries with some domestic production, but not nearly enough to escape the gravity of the world market. Nations like Thailand, Poland, and Denmark have oil, but not enough to command it. Their reserves, often measured in the low millions of barrels, provide a small buffer but no real autonomy. Energy security here is fragile, a delicate balancing act between domestic capacity and the ever-present need for foreign supply. Their energy policy is often political, shaped by alliances and trade deals designed to secure their next shipment. Next are the net producers, nations that extract more oil than they consume, but whose influence remains regional. Countries like Colombia, Egypt, and Australia walk a fine line. They are players in the market, producing oil and generating revenue, yet they are still largely price takers, not price setters. Their economies are tied to the commodity's value, but they lack the colossal reserves needed to join the ranks of the true energy superpowers. They must navigate the complex world of international energy politics, always aware that their position is conditional. Now we enter the territory of the strategic exporters. For these nations, oil is not just an export, it is the backbone of the state, the primary source of national wealth and international clout. Here we find major players like Mexico, with its legacy of giant offshore fields, and Norway, which has leveraged its North Sea oil to build one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds. This tier is also where we encounter the powerful influence of OPEC, the organization of the petroleum exporting countries. This cartel, which controls a significant portion of the world's reserves, attempts to manage the global supply of oil to control its price, wielding immense power over the global economy. We now arrive at the top 10. The petrostates, the titans of oil. At number 10, Brazil. With over 12 billion barrels in proven reserves, Brazil's power lies deep beneath the Atlantic. Its massive pre-salt offshore oil fields are technological marvels, fueling South America's largest economy and making it a formidable energy player. 9. China. Holding around 26 billion barrels, China possesses vast reserves. Yet, its own economic miracle has made it the world's hungriest consumer. This paradox drives its aggressive global energy strategy, securing resources from Africa to South America to feed its insatiable industrial machine. 8. Kazakhstan. With 30 billion barrels, this Central Asian nation is a silent giant. Its massive Tengiz and Kashagan fields hold more oil than the entire North Sea, making it a critical strategic supplier positioned between Russia and China. 7. Libya. home to Africa's largest reserves at 48 billion barrels. This is a story of immense potential tragically constrained. Libya possesses enormous oil wealth of high-quality, low-sulfur crude, but years of political instability and conflict have left this treasure trapped in the ground, a stark example of how reserves alone do not guarantee prosperity. 6. The United States. For decades a major importer, the U.S. rewrote the global energy map with the shale revolution. Advanced technology like hydraulic fracturing and horizontal drilling unlocked 68 billion barrels of previously inaccessible oil, turning the nation into a dominant producer and transforming shale into geopolitical power. 5. Russia. With over 80 billion barrels, Russia's power flows through pipelines. Its vast reserves of oil and gas are more than just commodities. They are instruments of foreign policy, leveraged as weapons without firing a single shot, giving the Kremlin immense influence over its neighbors and the European energy market. 4. Kuwait. A small nation on the Persian Gulf, occupying a territory smaller than New Jersey, but with colossal underground wealth. Its 101 billion barrels, concentrated in a few massive, easily accessible fields, give it one of the highest per capita reserve ratios in the world. 3. Iraq. The cradle of civilization sits on a sea of 145 billion barrels. Decades of war and sanctions have hindered its development, but its potential is staggering. Iraq possesses some of the cheapest oil to extract on Earth, positioning it to be an even greater force in the century to come, if it can achieve stability. 2. Canada. With 170 billion barrels, Canada's wealth is unique. The majority is locked in the oil sands of Alberta. Extracting this heavy bitumen is difficult, expensive, and environmentally controversial. But the sheer volume is undeniable, unbelievably abundant, making Canada a stable, long-term anchor of North American energy security. And now, number 1, a nation that defies all expectations. With an astonishing 303 billion barrels, Venezuela holds the largest proven crude oil reserves on the planet. More than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia, more than the entire Middle East combined, except for Iran. Its reserves are primarily extra-heavy crude from the Orinoco Belt, a resource so vast it could theoretically supply the entire world for years. At one time, this immense wealth made Venezuela one of the most prosperous nations in Latin America. Yet today, its people struggle amidst economic collapse, hyperinflation, and political turmoil. Its oil industry, crippled by mismanagement, corruption, and international sanctions, produces only a fraction of its potential. The nation with the most oil on Earth cannot even provide basic stability for its own citizens. The story of Venezuela serves as the ultimate cautionary tale, a powerful reminder to the world that the geology of wealth is not the geography of destiny. Oil can buy influence, it can build armies, and it can create unimaginable fortunes. It can buy power, but it cannot buy